Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. I just finished reading a while back one of the great Christian classics, Pilgrim's Progress. Some people say it is the second most popular book ever. That is disputed, but maybe not in the Christian realm. Pretty incredible. John Bunyan, Pilgrim's Progress, Sloth of Despair, amongst so many other popular terminologies and phraseologies that come from this. Kind of ashamed that I'm just now reading it. I had started a long time ago, and I guess I just got bogged down. It was one of these Barber editions, and I think it was like really just from the 1600s, and some of the older modern English that was in there was throwing me. So I found a copy online at monergism.com, which they have some good Christian classics on there at monergism.com. And I read it, and I can see why it's a Christian classic. It's a dream man going from the city of destruction to the celestial city. It has kind of, to me, a surprise ending. It did not end the way I thought. It ends with a guy getting thrown into outer darkness. Ignorance, I think, was his name. But overall, just fantastic. My pastor, Samuel Ladd, what a great man he was. I should have been a much better saint of his, much better. But anyhow, his dad, Thomas Ladd, is one of the great men of God in my life and a great man of God in the 20th century. Just a phenomenal church planter, incredible guy. He always told me about Pilgrim's Progress that it was second to the Bible. And then one of the great preachers of our generation, Brother John Harrell, or Johnny Harrell, Brother Marley used to recommend his tapes to the IBC students way back in the day, so to speak. And kind of his funeral was based on the theme, best I could tell, watching. I didn't watch the whole funeral, but what I watched was, seemed like the theme was on Pilgrim's Progress. So it is a tight book, if you're so disposed to read Christian fiction. There's a credible backstory to it. He was evidently in prison while he was writing it during a time of non-religious toleration. This was the time of John Milton in that era in the UK. And he was kind of he wasn't an Anglican minister. He was a big King James guy, believe it or not. And Ruckman brings that out, but I've read some of his own writings about that as well. That just absolutely amazing. Absolutely. I started reading Holy War a while back as well. I'm not sure if I'll complete that. The reason for that, the edition I'm reading electronically. I usually like to read non-electronically, but just the way the cookie is crumbling there, I've got it in regular. I've got the complete works of John Bunyan. I've probably done a review here on the channel of that. I get bogged down into the minutia at the beginning, and I'm a great lover of understanding, like Tolkien's The Two Towers and the various editions and all that. But it gets to the point that it bogs me down that I never get to much of the real thing. And there's so many of the making of many books. There is no end, as Solomon told us. And through the Holy Ghost, it's that, who knows. But what I've read of the Holy War, I've really enjoyed. We'll see if I read it, and I'd really desperately want to finish. I've never finished The Christian in Complete Armor by Gernal as well. But then another one of my favorite authors, Desiderius Erasmus, I'm reading the Enchiridion of his, and I'm tending to like that, but I also like reading the ancient historical works of Aquinas and Hippolytus and various in that genre as well. And like Jerome and these particular people. So God bless. Thanks for being here. I would really highly recommend Pilgrim's Progress. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.